with life's gifts. May my smile uplift. I'll share smiles everywhere. Thoughts tender soon as the ocean's I also offer when touched by kindness to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. Cherishing the time we warmly talk, may the path we walk lead to friendship ever true. I'll link bright as flowers, a sweet remembering of how I found me in you. When my heart's in pain, may I go on, may I bravely stand as I am and walk life's way. When my hands are warmed in Kansho, my heart lights aglow, finding peace when skies are gray. In great compassion, may I live this precious life, just as this gift in me does light each day. When we see the golden sun shine I say Namo Amida Butsu. Doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Kansho, I say Namo Amida Butsu. Spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. In times of difficulty, I say Namo Amida Butsu. Doing my best with a calm heart, thankful for my life as it's given, living in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion, living in embrace of Buddha's great light, of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Kansho, I say Namo Amida Butsu, spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida When my heart is touched by kindness, how my being fills with joy I wish to share. When my heart overflows with life's gifts, may my smile uplift. I'll share smiles everywhere. Thoughts tender soon, as the ocean's depths, I also offer when touched by kindness to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. Cherishing the time we warmly talk, may the path we walk lead to friendship ever true. I'll link bright as flowers, sweet remaining Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Namo Amida Butsu. Doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Kansho, I say Namo Amida Butsu. Spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, great light of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Nembutsu, doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Kansho, I say Nembutsu, spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Nembutsu, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. When my heart is touched by kindness, how my being fills with joy I wish to share. When my heart overflows with life's gifts, may my smile uplift, I'll share smiles everywhere. Thoughts tender soon, as the ocean stays, I also offer when touched by kindness to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. sway. When my hands are warmed in Kansho, my heart lights aglow, finding peace when skies are gray. In great compassion, may I live this precious life, just as it's given in me does light each day. In times of difficulty, I say Namo Amida-butsu, doing my best with a calm heart, thankful for my life as it's given, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Namo Amida-butsu, doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Kansho, I say Namo Amida Butsu, spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. In times of difficulty, I say Namo Amida Butsu, doing my best with a calm heart, thankful for my life as it's given, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Namo Amida Butsu, doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida When my heart is touched by kindness, how my being fills with joy I wish to share. When my heart overflows with life's gifts, may my smile uplift. I'll share smiles everywhere. Thoughts tender soon as the ocean's depths. I also offer when touched by kindness to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. Cherishing the time we warmly talk, may the path we walk lead to friendship ever true. I'll link bright as flames a sweet remembering of how I found me in you. When my heart's in pain, may I go on, may I bravely stand as I am and walk life's way. When my hands are warmed in Kansho, my heart lights aglow, finding peace when skies are gray. In great compassion, may I live this precious life, just as it's given in Buddha's life each day. I say Namo Amida-Butsu, doing my best with a calm heart, thankful for my life as it's given, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, living in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. In times of gratitude, I say Namo Amida-Butsu, doing good no matter how small, reaching out with a warm heart, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion, always in embrace of Buddha's great light of wisdom and compassion. With hands of heart in Kansho, I say Namo Amida-Butsu, spreading spirit of living with brave hearts, spreading spirit of caring, helping others, Buddha's great light shines into all hearts. Namo Amida-Butsu.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Family Sunday service. My name is Jen Kurohara, and I will be your MC today. Today, we will observe Eitaikyo Sangha Memorial Service. We also observe Pune Hongwanji's Buddhist Temple Distinguished Sangha Service Award ceremony. This award honors the 4 Pune Hongwanji members who made great contributions to our temple and served as role models for other members. We will begin our service with temple bell Kansho.
南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。ナマンドー、ナマンドー、ナマンドー、ナマンドー、ナマンドー、ナマンドー。
We have a chanting of Sanbujo, 3 respectful calling, followed by dedication. Please put your hands together.
Today, in the presence of Amida Buddha, the Buddha of compassion and wisdom, we are here together to observe Eitaikyo or Sangha memorial service. Today, we dedicate ourselves to think of our loved ones who passed away, and they are teaching us even today. Through thinking of our loved ones, remembering, honoring, preserving memories, and to show our appreciation to them, we also take our time to listen to the message they are delivering to each of us. Our loved ones can be our parents, brothers, sisters, child, siblings, friends. They are not just simply our memories. In the embrace of Buddha's compassion and wisdom of enlightenment, they are teaching us truth of life. Impermanence, everything is changing. Nothing and then nobody can remain forever as it is. Interdependence, we are deeply, profoundly connected to each other. Preciousness of our life. We are living our life each moment, every day. Past is past. Future is future. What we have is today. Today will become our past. Today is our future. On this occasion, Eitaikyo Sangha Memorial Service, we get to think about what is given to us from our loved ones. When we realize gift and then blessing we are receiving from them, we cherish it, appreciate it, share it, and we dedicate ourselves to pass the treasure onto the future generations. Including myself, today we are here to listen to the teachings of Amida Buddha with and through our loved ones. Together, we are embraced. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Namanda.
The Dharma message will now be shared by Reverend Tomioka. His message is... Oh, I'm sorry. sorry. I skipped the whole part. Thank you. Today's chant will be Shoshin Nembutsu, Yofu style.
Satsu in Niji, Zoisu 天正仏浄土院国土人伝静目根流無常修正願長発見大具罪五行死唯死生寿十水妙正門実法不法無量無変更無下無体公運の少女間義知栄光不難難事無証拠超日学校精進説一切群上無交渉本願名号少女語死心信行願に上等学章大涅槃必死滅の願成就如来生意公主数唯説皆本願会権辱悪事運上会王神如来如実言納発一年期愛心不難煩悩徳涅槃凡上逆法祭永入入手死入海一味摂取信仰上昇語異能水波無明暗頓内心臓死運無情報真実信心天非尿日光不運無運無心へ妙無暗逆心謙虚大狂気即応超絶語悪臭一切全幕門部に門心如来軍税願仏言古代証下者善人妙本願理家弥陀仏本願念無邪見教満な衆生信行十字人に南中市南昔インド祭天子論下中古自治域思考層現代小公正所意妙如来本税大き釈迦如来両語線一種語妙南天竺龍樹内自主とす質問罪派無権先絶内上無情報召喚議事所安楽賢治難行六の苦信行異行指導な億年皆仏本願智能即時入必上唯の上昇如来語お本来非軍税音天神菩薩像論説奇妙無下公如内永主たら見真実公選王朝大誓願公有本願力栄光異能群上昇一心 気入苦毒内崩壊、筆逆入内永収集、特殊年限造世界、即小心療法精進、有門の人間人座、入生寺恩寺恩下、本心論乱了天使、上皇難消耗殺内、三蔵主純上教、凡上宣教気楽法、天神菩薩論中へ、報道因果見世願、応元猫ゆたに、少女死因唯心人、惑前本部新人発、承知生じ即涅槃、必死無量光明道、小春上開復家、同社結晶道難生、唯明上の活入、万全自力変音種、円満特合感染症、三不三神経音音、増末法滅の非因、一生増悪地軍罪、死安如外、称名化。 煩悩証言水不見大悲無見上手が星元空妙無見弁民全幕門部人新種継承公変し戦辱本願愚悪性現内生じ輪廻下地義上異生死即に運弱上無意な非知信心意のに愚教内寺修士と上際無変極上悪能族自主軍道心有意化心し高層説 Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namando, 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 Namando.
Okay, now the Dharma message will now be shared by Reverend Tomioka. His message is, "Where have you been?"
Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namo Amidobutsu, Namando, Namando, Namando. Aloha kako aloha. Welcome to Puna Hongwanji Buddhist Temple online Eitaikyo service, or we call it Sangha Memorial Service. Today, on this occasion, what I want to share today is, when I was young or when I was a kid, I was really kolohe. Yeah, kolohe is a Hawaiian word. Could be the translation can be rascal or naughty. When I say I was kolohe, people tell me, "Reverend, I don't think so. I cannot believe it. You were kolohe? I don't think so." But truth is, yes, I was. So if you somebody watching this service, if you know me when I was young or a child, you can say, "Yeah, that's right. You were kolohe." Yeah, like the picture showing, like I was really active, and then I was like truly the boss, or want to play with my friends and then make fun of my friends, and then didn't listen to my parents. Truly, I was kolohe, enjoy doing something bad, not truly like violence or crimes, but I was not a good boy, the kolohe. Then, due to certain situation or conditions, my family lived in Tokyo, one of the big cities. Then we had a decision that we move back to my father's hometown. But my father, he stayed for his working. So rest of my family, my mother, my brother, and then sister and me, so four of us went back to hometown. Then again, I was a kolohe. I didn't listen to my mother. I didn't listen to my grandmother, my brother, sister. We have an argument, a conflict every day. But there is one person in my hometown family who, in a way, I had to listen to this person. Usually, this person is so gentle, kind, and then smiling, and then give me like a treat or money, tell me, "Here, take it. Don't tell your mom." Yeah. "Oh, thank you." That was my grandfather, my grandpa. So usually he is so smiling and then so kind of person. But sometimes, only sometimes, when I was there, really behaving badly. Grandpa like a turn, like so angry face, and then, "Satoshi, come here. What you have done, you have to think about it." So scary. So every time when he is scolding me, I was crying because I was so scared when he was so upset. But since I didn't want to see his angry face, I tried to behave nicely, only in front of him. But the other places or in front of other people, family member, I continued to be kolohe and then rascal. And then when I was a child, maybe I guess when I was 10 years old, my curfew, in a way like is 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., which means after school, I have freedom, go to play sports or going to my friend's house. But I have to come back to home by 5 o'clock. That is like an agreement or promise I did with my mother and then grandpa. So at 5 o'clock, although I was in a countryside, they tell me could be after 5, it getting the darker and darker. So come back, make sure by 5 o'clock. And then although I was cold-handed and rascal, this promise I often keep it. I have never break it. By 5 o'clock, I always come back to home. And then I used to take a shower with my grandpa. So by 5 o'clock, that is my routine. But one day, my friend, he said, Satoshi, come to my home. What? I got a new video game. And then, wow, to me, such a child, new video game was so attractive. So we take turn to play the game we really enjoy. The thing when we really enjoy something, time flies by so quickly. And then one of my friends said, Satoshi, it's already past 5. What? 5 o'clock? And then I said, goodbye, I'll see you again. And then immediately I left my friend's house for my home, riding a bicycle and then thinking, I hope my grandpa doesn't notice. I hope grandpa has something to do so he cannot see me. I was not in home by 5 o'clock. So I was in a rush and then hurry to my home. And when I got to home, usually, of course, I park or put my bicycle inside of the house. But on that day, if I coming through to my house parking area, my grandpa may hear the sound of my bicycle. So on that day, I left my bicycle outside of the house, the street, and then I quietly sneaking into my house. There, when I opened the door, thinking, I wish grandpa is not here. But grandpa was there with an angry face, and he said, where have you been? I couldn't say anything, just said, I'm sorry, I was in my friend's house playing games. And grandpa continued scolding me. 5 o'clock. Why you were late? You have to make sure come back by 5 o'clock. So he continued to talking to me. So I was crying because he is so upsetting and angry. And then finally, I guess after he feels it's enough, he said, okay, Satoshi, now you understand. From tomorrow, make sure come back to home by 5 o'clock. With crying, I said, yes, grandpa, sorry. And then we went to take a shower, dinner, and then the day was ended. Then now, when I think, when I look back that day or what happened on that day, I didn't come back to 5 o'clock. I was maybe thinking, how come my grandpa was so upset? Maybe simply I didn't come back by 5 o'clock. But now, when I think about his feeling or condition is by 5 o'clock, my grandson Satoshi is supposed to come back by 5. Maybe something happened to him. Maybe he got a car accident or he get injured so he cannot ride on his bicycle, or somebody kidnapped. What happened to him? Is he okay? In his mind, those idea was there, I guess. In his mind, he thinking of me, worrying about me, and then loving me. Therefore, when I was not there home by 5 o'clock, he was so upset and then telling me, where have you been? I was so worried about you. Therefore, he expressed his anger, also worries, so that I can learn not to be late again. Then this my grandpa memories of grandpa. I have so many memories. But my grandfather, he passed away when I was a high school student. And then I have to admit, still
I had a hard time to understand his death. Yeah? High school, he was the closest person to me, so to me still difficult. Every time the September he passed away, after that month, I feel kind of difficult. Thinking of his words, smile, so many things we did together makes me happy, but that makes me sad. So it's difficult to remember or think of him. But the thing is, my grandfather is not only just a deceased or memories. Jodo Shinshu tradition, we call it, we say to the person who encountered Amida Buddha's primal vow. The person will be born into the Pure Land, attain enlightenment, freedom from suffering, and then always, always be with me, guided by Namo Amida Butsu. Therefore, according to that teaching, my grandpa, as a person who encountered Amida Buddha's compassion, wisdom, now be born into the Pure Land, attain perfect enlightenment, no more suffering, tears, pains, but now as a person who receive true peace and happiness, then now it's not ending. My grandpa is now wishing for me. Then this same words has a different meaning. Yeah, same meaning that where have you been? He was so upset. But now this word, where have you been? That means from the Pure Land, or as the person who attained enlightenment. Now he is asking me, Satoshi, how's your life? How are you living your life? He is so worried about me, concerned about me, and then thinking of me. Satoshi, where have you been? In a way, did you have a connection to ultimate reality? Ultimate reality means, Satoshi, did you really understand truth of impermanence? Did you really cherish each person you encounter? You don't take care anybody for granted? If you think you don't truly appreciate, think about truth of impermanence. Like a grandpa passed away, whatever we have in our life disappear. So please realize today is a beautiful day, Satoshi. Or Satoshi, did you encounter truth of interdependence? I know you were Kohei, rascal, I know it. And you often say that, I don't like others, I don't need other people, I can do it by myself. I know you can do it, but you began to realize we cannot live by ourselves. We need each other. We think of each other. When we receive to realize we have someone who thinks of you more than for yourself, we feel comfort. Did you feel it? Connection to each other, persons who you think of each other. Yeah? And then Satoshi, please realize what is your home in your life. Not just a building or a place to stay. Home is the assurance you can return anytime. This home is always welcomes you, no matter whatever happens in your life. This home never rejects you, never dislikes you, never discriminate on you. Always said, welcome home, welcome home. Satoshi, do you find it? So when I hear, where have you been? My grandpa asking me, Satoshi, how is your life? Did you encounter ultimate reality? And then when I realize, that's right, grandpa, I feel, I'm assured, I encounter ultimate reality, which give me comfort, give me truth of life, truth of myself. Grandpa, I think now I'm at home finally. Yeah? So question can be today, Eitaikyo is a shortened term or abbreviation of Eitaikyo, which literally means the perpetual reading of the sutras. So also, Eitaikyo is an occasion to show our sincere aspiration for transmitting a treasure of the Nembutsu, which has been passed on to us from the past to the future generations. So yeah, of course, Eitaikyo or any kinds of memorial service or funeral, basically we think of the past family members, people. We pray for them, we remember them, we think of them, we miss them. But in our Shinshu tradition, before we think of them, before we pray for them, before we remember them, actually our loved one is asking and wishing for us. May we be happy, may we be peaceful, may we be safe, and asking us, where have you been in your life? Did you encounter ultimate reality of home, truly offering us perfect enlightenment in our life? Where have you been? Direction different. We still think. We think of them. Again, also I can. If you think of your loved ones, could be still we may feel so sad. Still tears may come to our eyes. But they are also not teaching us how sad it is to say goodbye to our loved one. Therefore, teaching us appreciate what we have now today. Also, our loved one teaching us, although physically, the time will come we have to say goodbye to each other, anytime, anywhere, and anybody. But when we encounter home of ultimate reality, anytime the time may come when we say goodbye, but it's not a truly goodbye, because we'll be assured to be born into the Pure Land and then meeting again with our loved ones, and then return to this world in many forms to guide the people who left behind. In that way, today we can feel the connection with our loved ones. They are not simply memories. They are not only past people. They are truly now together with us, calling to us. Please encounter true and real of enlightenment. That is Namo Amida Butsu. We truly offer you comfort, assurance, and then embrace. That when we encounter this Namo Amida Butsu, we feel even our loved ones who died before us, we can feel together we are embraced. Like for myself, my grandpa, he passed away, but I'm truly feel or experiencing my grandpa is still with me. Not only my heart or memory, truly as Namo Amida Butsu, the working of compassion, Buddha's promise. Therefore, when I say Namo Amida Butsu, of course I feel sad. At the same time, I feel joyful. Even in this moment, I'm with my grandpa, and then I can meet again with my grandpa when I die. Why? Because even today, we are together embraced. Therefore, when I take my final breath, it's not the ending, that is a birth into the Pure Land. And I can hear my grandpa tell me, Satoshi, where have you been? And I can say, Grandpa, you have been with me every day in Namo Amida Butsu. Therefore, the Master Kakunyo, one of our spiritual leaders, said, flourish of the Nembutsu teaching will be accomplished through Shinjin by the disciple of later times. Flourish of the Nembutsu teaching will be accomplished through Shinjin by the disciple of later time. So Nembutsu teaching began in 13th century, over more than 800 years ago. Can you imagine how come Hongwanji is here today in a KL Puna Hongwanji is because of the beginning. Yeah? Everything has its beginning. Hongwanji also has a beginning on Japan about 800 years ago. And how come such a teaching occurred long time ago? Why we can still listen to and then study or learn? Yeah? It's because of each person, each minister, each member there, they are receiving, appreciate, and then take care of it, and then pass on to future generations. Yeah? Therefore, today I'm here, part of the history, and you are part of the history or this line. And then could be next 100 years later, they will see you, me. Oh, thanks to you, today I can listen to, I can come here, Puna Hongwanji. Therefore, this word means flourish or spreading or maintenance is through Shinjin, the mind of awakening to the Amida Buddha, Shinjin of the disciple of later times. So it's up to me, up to you. Nembutsu teachings now we are receiving, then it's up to us. If we just don't listen to it or ignore it, or by encountering the joy of embrace of Amida Buddha, we cannot stop doing something. When we are touched by something wonderful, we want to respond to it. Yeah? Myself to you, therefore, it's up to us later times. Even you can apply to yourself, yeah? In your life, I'm sure you receive something from your ancestors. What could be your parents or other people. That can be your housing, investment, or building, or money, or something we are receiving from others. It's up to you how you use it. Then, how about your life? How do you use it? How do you spend your time of your life? It's up to me, up to you, but if we truly think about here, my life is not only my life. We are receiving the life from our ancestors, past people. Countless causes and conditions made us today be here. When we think about there is a profound lives in this one life. When we deeply feel the interdependence, the blessings of life, it guiding us to think about, how about my life? How am I living? Then that again guiding us, please encounter Namo Amitabha's truth and then real of your life, offering guidance and then comfort. Then our Puna Hongwanji 2, we began in 1902, more than 125 years ago. Close to over 120 years ago. Why today we have Puna Hongwanji is thanks to our past members, ministers. Some people tell me, Reverend, you are really good. Thanks to you, today Puna Hongwanji is Puna Hongwanji. When I hear such a comments, I say, thank you. But at the same time, it's not me. What I did is only tiny part. Other things is done by other past members, ministers. When I realize what has been done for me to Puna Hongwanji, I cannot help but try to responding what I can do to Puna Hongwanji and as a minister. So today I want to invite you to think about. Today you are listening this message because you had a connection with Puna Hongwanji or Jodo Shinshu or Buddhism. I want to take a moment. Puna Hongwanji is also, you are Puna Hongwanji. Your family member, your grandparents, or your friends, thanks to you today we are here. And then if we can think about what has been done for me, for you to Puna Hongwanji by past members and then people. Now it's my turn. Your turn to think about as the disciples of later times, as the members of later times, what I can do. And then in the fundamental, that is a shinjin, mind of awakening, the joy, because I encounter this Namo Amida Butsu, out of my joy, it's overflowing. What I can do to share this my joy. And this joy can take any kinds of form. So today on this Eitaikyo, not only think of our loved ones and then remembering them and then appreciating them. Let us listen to their message for us. That is, where have you been in your life? Please encounter Namo Amida Butsu and then find comfort in your life. Then today, part of this Eitaikyo service, we do have one presentation we began in 2017. That is, we call it the Hongwanji Distinguished Sangha Service Award. Later, the MC will explain. But the reason why we began this presentation or award is that in a statewide Hongwanji, we do have once a year the meeting to discuss and to decide main things as a statewide Hongwanji. And one of the schedule or meeting is about condolences. So we do have over 30 Hongwanji temples. So when in their individual temple, when the leaders who made a contribution to the statewide passed away from that temple or district, they made submitting condolences so that people can remember and then show their appreciation. And then myself and then past president, Mr. Jason Hashimoto, we were kind of talking. It's kind of sad, yeah? We often tell thank you or recognize them only after passed away. It's not. I mean, we should do something while they are with us. Then this presentation began in 2017, so that while they are with us, we want to extend our appreciation, our gratefulness for their contribution. Also, we can learn from them what they have done for Hongwanji community, so that I can be, you can be, we will be inspired to take actions guided by Buddha's compassion and wisdom. So now I want to ask our MC to talk about our presentation and then our award.
Now we will move on to we do the Shinshu. Okay. Well, we have the reading of Shinshu Pledge 1. I take my refuge in the vow of the Buddha, reciting the name. I will live through life with strength and serenity. I revere the light of the Buddha. I will put my effort in my work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path. I will spread the true Dharma. I rejoice in the compassion of the Buddha. I will respect and help others and do my best for the welfare of humankind. Now we will move on to the Hongwanji Buddhist Temple Distinguished Sangha Service Award. This award honors the Hongwanji members who made great contributions to our temple and served as role models for other members. In 2017, Honorees were Mr. Kazumasa Okamoto, Ms. Hatsume Tanaka, Ms. Kyoko Imada, and Mr. Stanley Oishi. In 2018, honorees were Mr. Earl Mukai, Ms. Dora Hashimoto, Ms. Helen Yamada, and Mrs. Lei Kakugawa, and the late Sadaichi Kakugawa. In 2019, honorees were Ms. Yukiko Uchida, Ms. Masako Sanehira, Ms. Mieko Nagao, and Mr. Mitsuo Miyatake. In 2020, honorees were Mr. Roy Toma, Ms. Kiyo Sumi, and Mr. Glenn Watarida. It is our hope that we remember, acknowledge, and follow their spirit of dana, selfless giving, and legacy which will enhance not only Puna Hongwanji, but also each of us as a person and as a Nembutsu follower. Now, I want to share a video to introduce honorees in 2021.
My grandparents and parents were members of Ola Hongwanji, now called Puna Hongwanji. And my earliest recollection of the temple activities was going to Sunday school in Mountain View. And my mother was a Mountain View Sunday school teacher, and classes were held in the Mountain View Theater on Sunday mornings. And another memory of a Hongwanji activity was the monthly Osekyo services at individual members' homes. Since not many cars were available in those days, so the Reverend used to come to the individual homes to conduct services. And members of the community in that area would go to the host family's home to listen to the Reverend and hear his Dharma message, and then refreshments were provided afterwards.
This is during the day, at night?
No, this is in the evening.
In the evening.
Because the members all worked.
I see.
This continued until cars were more available, then members could drive to the temple for services.
I see.
So as a youngster, I attended Sunday school, and I remember the gathas that we used to sing, and we sing some of them now at the temple. One of my favorite gathas was, it's a newer gatha, but a special place, you remember that?
Yes,
That was
yes.
a newer one, not taught during my grade school years, but then more recently when I started coming to the temple. And that reminded me about the Osekyo, you know, the monthly services which we called Osekyo. Because while my mother would be, when it's our turn to host the services, my mother would be busy preparing the refreshments. But we youngsters would just be helping with zabutons and covering them, and then my friend and I used to play with zabutons by using them as stepping stones in a wide ocean.
So that really was a special place, no? Each Sabuto.
Yes, So when I heard that the title, immediately it just bonded with me.
Yeah.
So that was a fond memory
Yeah.
of Sunday school days.
So when you started coming to temple as an adult,
Uh-huh.
how was it different? I mean, then you got more involved in the activities, yeah, with the Sangha, yeah.
Yes. Well, first services, we attended the service. I guess we had service for my mother, memorial service at our home.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, Reverend Soga, and he sort of recruited me to work with mailing of the highlights, or getting the highlights together, and that's how I started helping, I guess. Yeah,
Project Donna, you were one of the first to be a member because Mrs. Soga was the one who's...
and Mrs. Tsutsui,
Yes, both of
Mrs.
them.
Tsutsui was very active with that, and yes, she also asked me to help with Project Dana activities. So it was fun getting involved after retirement.
I see.
I think we will become a group of members with various ethnic backgrounds, and eventually we will be known as an American temple. But I'm just one of the members,
Yeah.
and I have received much more than what I have given out.
This morning at Puna Hongwanji, we are honoring some of our distinguished members. And one of them is Nancy Yamada. Nancy Tsukiko Yamada was born in Mountain View, Hawaii, where she now resides. Her parents, Haruo and Utako Yamada, had 5 daughters. Nancy is the 4th daughter. She went to Mountain View Elementary and Intermediate School from grades kindergarten to the 9th. After graduating from Hilo High School, she attended the University of Hawaii, where she received her Bachelor of Education degree and 5th-year diploma. The Hawaii Department of Education employed Nancy as an elementary school teacher for 32 years. As a community service, she volunteered for the Reading as Fundamental program at Pahua Elementary and at Keonepoko Elementary School. After Nancy retired, she joined the Puna Hongwanji Mission. She became a member of the Kyodang Board of Directors, where she served as a corresponding secretary for a term. She helped at the monthly Treasurers' Night meeting with the mailing of the Eitaikyo envelopes. As a Mountain View Tobang member, Nancy provided refreshment, did the altar flower arrangements, and temple cleanup when it was her turn. Another volunteer group that Nancy was involved in is the Omigaki group. Their service is to polish the beautiful golden adornments at the altar. Nancy joined the Puna Buddhist Women's Association, where she served as a treasurer for 10 years. She chaired BWA-sponsored services, participated in BWA projects, and she was a finance chair for the BWA fundraisers. At the Hawaii Island United Hongwanji BWA, she served as the membership chairperson for a term. Another temple affiliate that Nancy joined was the Senior YBA, which provides manpower service for the temple events. She served as an auditor and participated in the Bon Dance concessions. The Bread and Ampang group bakes and sells their goods once a month as a fundraiser for the temple. Nancy is one of the volunteers who work hard in the hot kitchen from early morning till the goods are delivered or picked up in the afternoon. During the past holiday season, when the Kyodang and the BWA did gift wrapping fundraiser at the Kiao village, Nancy was one of the volunteers at the shifts. A monthly temple activity that she is involved in is the Highlights newsletter. Nancy contributes to the editing of the articles and publishing of the letter. When Project Dharma was first started under the leadership of Mrs. Soga and Tsugie Tsutsui, Nancy was one of the original volunteers. She is still an active member who makes visitations to the care facilities. But her most significant and visible contribution to our temple was made as a kitchen manager. Not the kitchen boss who is responsible for cooking and food. The kitchen manager was responsible for organizing the kitchen. Have you noticed the labels on the drawers and the cabinets? All the utensils, pots and pans, bowls, dishes, trays, knives, and dish towels have a space labeled for them. It keeps the kitchen orderly so that things can be found easily. So for a petite, gentle, soft-spoken person, she made a very big difference at Puna Hongwanji. Her actions definitely spoke louder than her words. We thank you, Nancy, for all that you have done for our Sangha. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stella, and thank you to all of you, Reverend Tomioka, the past and present members of Puna Hongwanji. Thank you very much for all your hard work and support all these past years, throughout the years, to make Puna Hongwanji what it is today. It has been enjoyable working with all of you. Everybody here works so hard and everyone's so friendly and cooperative, and it's a fun place to be. Thank you for all of your work. And as we look toward the future, we look forward to an increase in membership and social activities when the COVID pandemic ends. Now, these social activities can be in person or virtual, like it has been presently, and I think this would benefit the older members, which comprise the bulk of the membership, I think, now. Everyone's getting older, and I am part of that group also. And I think that many of us eventually don't want to drive and would appreciate, being able to participate in all these activities without having to go outdoors, because many of us also are getting a hard time moving, and we have mobility problems. So I think that's the one thing, a good thing about the pandemic. It made more activities accessible to everyone, especially the elderly, and we're able to listen to a wide variety of messages from other temples and other places. Thank you very much to all the past and present members of Puna Hongwanji Mission. May the Buddha's teachings spread. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
I went to elementary, intermediate, and high school.
Oh,
All
okay.
Pahoa.
Oh, okay.
But I went 2 years out business college. Yeah.
Oh, business college. Which business college did you go to?
Huh?
Which business college?
Oh, the one Mrs. Conquest made at Hilo. The first one.
Like
Yes.
community college?
No, it's different from community college. This was only business.
Oh, business.
Yeah.
Okay. So you took business classes for 2 years?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. What year did you graduate from Hawaii?
High school, 1947.
Oh, okay.
Makuli lady already.
What did you do after you graduated?
After I graduated, I went straight to United. They hired me.
Oh,
So I worked for them for
You're-
21 years.
oh, okay. What was your job?
When I first went, United was not even settled. So I did everything. I did everything. I didn't have a specific title because we just started.
Oh, okay. What was your job when you retired?
When
What
I
was-
retired,
Yes.
high school was 47. Then I worked about, after 2 years, I started working United, and then, I worked for them for 21 years.
Okay. What was your position when you retired?
What's that?
What was your title when you
No,
retired?
no title.
No title.
No title, because you gotta do everything.
Oh,
Everything you have to do.
like you were at the ticket counter.
What's that?
Ticket counter.
Yeah, ticket counter, I even sold tickets, and then I had to, everything that, in the office, because I was the only one.
Oh,
Yeah, and then after that we hired 60 people.
oh.
And then we had a ticket counter, and we can sell tickets, and we could do everything. But until then, only myself and the boss.
Wow, that's when they just started to come to Hilo.
Huh?
When they, you went there when they were organizing to.
When, he came alone, he didn't know anything. And then I don't know where I was, but he came to talk to me, so I took him on a ride and I showed him all over.
Do you know when you started to go to church?
Yeah.
When did you start going to church?
From kindergarten, from when we were in Pahoa, Sunday school, we had to go. My parents used to tell us, you have to go to be somebody good. Oh, we hate to go, we hate to wake up, but we went. Mojave, flowers. I can sit down whole day from morning to night and make, I used to go to the mainland and buy the silk flowers here. And I used to buy by the boxes. I can sit down, I don't have to eat, and then make that. I think many members in our church get my arrangements.
Hi, I'm Shar Oyadomari, and it is with great pleasure to introduce to you one of the recipients of the Puna Hongwanji Mission's Distinguished Sangha Service Award, and that's Satsuyo Taira, also known fondly as Sats. She was born to Kumaichi and Chiyono Kawazoi on April 6, 1929 in Pahoa, Hawaii. That makes her 92 years young. She had 2 brothers and 5 sisters. She went to Pahoa Elementary and up to Pahoa High School and graduated in 1947. After graduation, she attended business school in Hilo. She had floral training in Hollywood at a flower shop. She married Haruo Taira, and they had 4 children, Merle, Colleen, Harold, and Jeannie. They had a 5 acres Vanda orchid farm with wood rose flowers and 20 acres of papaya in Kapoho. Also, they had an anthurium farm in Pahoa. She worked at United Airlines for 21 years. She said she didn't have a title, she just did everything. She promoted Vanda flowers by putting the flowers on meal trays. When United Airlines had special events on the mainland, such as conventions, she would take up tropical flowers and made large arrangements. She was an industrious woman, as she owned 2 flower shops at the former Hilo Lagoon and Naniloa hotels. Her hobbies: she started playing golf when she was 30 and belonged to several golf clubs. She made travel arrangements for the golfers to play on the mainland. She started playing mahjong from when she was 30 years old and has continued to play. That's why she has a sharp mind. She has a hat collection, which she wears with style. She's got to travel all over the world with airline privileges. She has been a longtime member of the temple and has attended church from a very young age. Her mother stressed the importance of attending church. She has been involved with the Buddhist Women Association, the Senior YBA, Church Tobang for altar flowers and refreshments. She belongs to the Pohoa Nikkei Jinkai, Q Pahoa, and the Hiroshima and Niigata Ken clubs. Sats has been a mentor to me and to countless church members on how to make flower arrangements for the altar and special events. She was in charge of flower arrangements for the annual Puna District Interfaith Memorial Day observance at our temple. Also, with her crew, they made centerpieces for church parties, bazaars, and stage arrangements for special events, even corsages for Mother's Day. She donated countless silk flower arrangements for church and community events. When asked what changes she has seen over the years, she said the biggest change is due to COVID-19, as there are only online services. For interesting stories about the church, she often went to church services at the Pohoa YBA Hall. Many times the church members conducted the services. She looked forward to going to church in Pohoa and Ke'au. She especially enjoyed the fellowship. She always says she feels inspired after hearing sermons. When asked what she envisions for the temple for the future, she said that so long the ministers make the church services and activities interesting, it'll attract new members. She feels that our Reverend Satoshi Tomioka is doing an excellent job. When told that she's being honored for countless hours, days, and years of service for a Sangha, and what she felt especially good about, she said she enjoyed teaching members the art of flower arranging, and she was willing to teach them anything about it. She wants everyone to learn, and if they put their heart and soul into it, it will be special. On behalf of the Sangha, I would like to say a big thank you to Tatsuo Taira for all you have done to make the Puna Hongwanji a better place. Thank you.
Any particular event or chore, it says chore, but that you feel especially good about, that you participated in?
The church.
Yeah. Any particular event or like bread on palm, whatever.
Bread on palm is the only one I'm good at, washing dishes. Yeah, it's tough.
And delivering.
Delivering.
Used to deliver.
Yeah. Me and
Dora.
me and Taka and Dora.
The future planning committee is
Need to be more active, and start doing that kind of stuff, even slowly but surely. That kind of bunch of guys can meet maybe twice or 3 times a year. Then the planning begins. Okay, what we could do now is let's you see know that thing. Okay, we're gonna make a rental unit, or that kind. You don't even have that. Okay, we go buy a house or something, and rent it. That kind of idea. Committee. And if you're talking about future, okay, what is the future for Pune? The more direction as well. Which direction are we going? Because most of the time it's what? Oh, the temple, the termites, so we gotta fix this, and we need the money, and okay, now we gotta get the funding. So but it's not you're not looking forward there, you're just only maintaining the thing. So that's
the changes you've seen over the years at Pune Hongwanji.
Yeah, I put down,
Increased membership.
Oh, when I joined, boy, no young guys, all old guys.
So you see more young people, came in.
Now,
like
you guys,
Oh.
And then of course, me and Sada were the youngest guys
back then.
And then, so the rest were all old guys. And then slowly, like Mukai came in, and some other kind of guys. But we didn't have any of that. Morinoe, Dora's father, those were the directors. I was director at one time over there.
The next recipient of the Pune Hongwanji Distinguished Sangha Service Award is Mr. Donald Shintaku. Donald Shintaku was born on January 3rd, 1930 in Kapapala, Kau, Hawaii. He was the youngest of 4 children. He had 1 older brother and 2 older sisters. He grew up in Kapapala and attended Kapapala Elementary School and Pahala High School. He began his higher education at Hilo College and then moved to Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania. And he graduated with a degree in biology in just 3 years. He also minored in religion and Spanish while at Gettysburg. After college, he served for 2 years in the Army Counterintelligence Corps as an interpreter in Okinawa. He then moved home to help his family cultivate 150 acres of sugarcane in Kapapala. Donald married his wife Helen and had 2 sons and a daughter. Sadly, they lost one of their sons at a very young age. He also has 5 grandchildren. In 1964, Donald was chosen as Hawaii's outstanding young farmer and attended a conference in Madison, Wisconsin, along with recipients from the other states. During this time, Donald also served as a substitute teacher for schools in Pahala and Nalehu. From 1960 to 2005, he established a macadamia nut orchard in 53 acres of land in Keao. He also purchased 10 acres of land. In 1970, he planted another 18 acres of land leased from the state in Panaeva. In 1980, he built a warehouse and mac nut processing facility on 10 acres that he owned in Keao. and later sold it to what is now known today as Island Princess Candies. In 1991, he built a large warehouse on his land in Panaeva at his residence, and he provided husking services for other MacNut growers, which he leased to Hawaiian Host. Over the years, Donald was heavily involved with various organizations. He was a member of Pahala Hongwanji and served as senior YBA president several times. And he also was the United Senior YBA president at one time. He was a director for the Hawaii Production Credit, now called Farm Credit Services, for 16 years. He was one of the co-founders of the Hawaii MacNut Association, of which he was a member for 30 years. He also was a member of the Ka'u Puna and Hawaii Association of Soil Conservation Districts. And he also served as a commissioner on the county civil service and water boards. Donald joined Puna Hongwanji around 1985. He said he was drawn to Puna because, as he put it, people more friendly over there. As a member, he served on the board of directors and was always MC at a lot of the temple services. He is a member of the Hilo Tobang group, the Bread and Ampang group, and the Senior YBA. He was always willing to lend a hand and would be there whenever we had temple projects such as bazaars, cinder sales, general cleanups, and repair and maintenance projects. Donald especially enjoyed the Bread and Ampang group because for a long time he was the delivery boy or delivery man. And he said he enjoyed that because you get to meet a lot of people. Donald is well known for his yomogi and sweet potato dango, which were a much sought after treat whenever we had functions at the temple. In his spare time, Donald grows beautiful Cattleya orchids and anthuriums for Hakamairi, and he also raises vegetables in pots. Puna Hongwanji is the beneficiary of his hobbies, since whenever we needed green onion for cooking in the kitchen, we would always say, hey, go ask Donald. He also donated his orchids and plants for our bazaars, and the orchids were a much desired door prize at our Mother's Day brunch. Donald enjoys watching all kinds of sports on TV, especially baseball. He has been bowling for 40 years, and he loves to travel to Las Vegas. He has been there 101 times so far. Donald, he has his theory of how to win on the crap table. The things you must do, the things you must eat to ensure that you have good fortune. I am not allowed to give you or divulge these secrets, so to find out, you have to ask Donald. Over the years, Donald has seen the makeup of the congregation at Puna Hongwanji change. Although the numbers have pretty much remained the same, he's seen that there are a greater number of younger members, and he hopes that trend will continue. When asked for advice, he says that we need to plan for the future. He said the Future Planning Committee is one of the most important committees of the Kyodan. And we need to generate a steady source of income to become more self-sustaining. On behalf of Puna Hongwanji, I would like to thank Donald for the many years of dedicated service to our Sangha. We really appreciate all you have done, and we will continue to seek guidance from you.
Good morning. I am honored to become a recipient of the Distinguished Service Award, and I'd like to thank the committee and all members who have helped to make this possible. I just have a short thing to say, repetitious to some extent, but yeah. I grew up in Wood Valley and lived in Pahala for 50 years and did my thing, schooling, fishing, baseball, military, and farming sugarcane, coffee, and whatever have you. In 1960, we established a macadamia orchard in Keao, which is now Island Princess Candies. We commuted from Pahala for 20 years. Some of my neighbors were Masaru Uchida, and then my close friends were the Nakamura Service Station, Haru and Richard Nakamura. In 1980, we moved to Keao and on to Hilo. My parents had health problems in Wood Valley, so they moved to live in Keao. Being an active member of Pahala Hongwanji, we joined Puna Hongwanji because the members were most casual and friendly, the country-style spirit. Some members were Dara Hashimoto's father, Mr. Shimizu, Stanley Oishi, Sada Kakugawa, Mitsuo Miyatake, and the Reverend, which I was close to. I started to help this temple from then on, which is about 46 years, and hopefully a few more years to come before I kick the bucket. Thank you.
Today, I have the pleasure of introducing a Distinguished Sangha Service Award honoree, Jin Toshiko Takakura Tanaka. Jin, a third-generation member of Puna Hongwanji Buddhist Temple, continues the Tanaka family's tradition of commitment to the temple. She joined the temple on April 4th, 1964, after her marriage to Hajime Tanaka. Hajime and Jean are parents of two girls, Catherine and Karen. Jean graduated from Maui High School and attended St. Francis School of Nursing. After graduating, she worked at Hilo Hospital, Massachusetts Hospital, St. Louis Medical Center, San Francisco Medical Center, St. Francis Hospital, and back to Hilo Hospital. We have all benefited from her skills in action during her many functions and activities. A registered nurse by profession, members can always count on her to be in charge of the first aid room. We have also benefited from her experience and skills developed in her role as office manager for her husband's business. Jean is a member of the Kyodan and Buddhist Women's Association. She has served as vice president and a board member. She supported many committees and other church functions like the boutique shop, rummage sale, bread and ampang group, highlights committee, scholarship chairwoman for many years. She has been the Tobang chairperson for Volcano, Mountain View, and Kurdistown. One of the things that she would like to see continued is the Tobang. It has many benefits, like a small group of people with a focus on cleaning the temple, columbarium, kitchen, and bathrooms. But it has a greater focus, people getting to know the members better by working, talking, sharing, laughing, and developing a feeling of warmth for each other. When the work was done, some of us would sit in the temple and see how beautiful the altar looked. Because of causes and conditions, we are unable to see her as often as we did at the temple. She will be in our minds and heart as we see the new and next generation come and contribute their skills and talents to Puna Hongwanji Buddhist Temple. Jean, we are grateful for your steadfast commitment to the temple and generous sharing of your many talents with gratitude and compassion. Jan Nakamura.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Christopher. Yeah. Second time. Thank you.
This is from the Puna Hongwanji.
Oh my, how nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
This is such a nice surprise. Thank you very much for this award. We enjoyed working at the church as a group, yeah? And so the Tobangs are really nice. And that's when we get to know everybody. So when this endemic goes away, I hope we get back to Tobangs, then it'll be so nice to see everybody again.
We now have chanting of Nembutsu. Now we have some announcements. The Hawaii District Ministers Association Online Nembutsu Seminar Part 2 will be held on Saturday, December 11th from 10 to 11:30. Topic is Living with Wisdom and Resilience, following the footsteps of Nembutsu practitioners on the Big Island, by Reverend Tatsuo Muneto, retired minister of Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. To register, please go to our webpage or Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages. Words of wisdom. Everything that I have experienced and received has been bestowed to me. Thank you for attending our online service. Please stay safe and healthy.
When my heart is touched by kindness, how my being fills with joy I wish to share. When my heart overflows with life's gifts, may my smile uplift, I'll share smiles everywhere. Thoughts tender soon, as the ocean's depths, I also offer, when touched by kindness, to share. When my heart is sad in loneliness, may I reach out to one whose heart may feel so too. Cherishing the time we warmly talk, may the path we walk lead to friendship ever true. I'll link bright, I'll link as flames, a sweet remembering of how I found me in you. When my heart's in pain, may I go on, may I bravely stand as I am and walk life's way. When my hands are warmed in Kansho, my heart lights aglow, finding peace when skies are gray. In great compassion, may I live this precious life, just as it's given in me does life each day.
Shining from above, we